Hello, everybody, and welcome to day number 12 of 15 days on board the Marella Voyager.
And where were we today? Day 12?
Well, we were in the sunny island of Guadeloupe.
Guadeloupe. What do you know about Guadeloupe?
Nothing. I thought it was in Europe somewhere.
I'd heard of it, but I don't know anything about Guadeloupe. But it was great to be back on the top deck after our sea day yesterday to see us arrive at the port. And I was quite shocked because it was different from the other islands because there were no mountains.
Did you get, right, from the view of the ship, like a Havana, was it a Havana vibe? Or like an Old Orleans vibe? A bit derelict.
It was a lot more built up than I thought it would be, but the views from the top deck were brilliant, and we had got an excursion booked. I think the second week we'd not booked so many excursions because I think we just felt if we want to do something, we'll go and do something straight off the ship.
Yes, so we decided to go into town, didn't we?
We did, and obviously we sort of got off the ship and hit the port, and there was quite a few shops at the port, wasn't there?
There was a few shops because I can remember having the sort of like marketplace. It's a guarded port. It's not just a free walk in, free walk out. So there was lots of shops and stores within the port itself. Okay, so let's talk about the town. I loved the town because it had a real derelict vibe about it, but an old worldy French sort of like feel. Like I said earlier, Old Orleans, New Orleans.
Yeah.
But of the days gone by, like it's just been left like a ghost town. You've got these beautiful architectural buildings around,
and there was like the ornate railings that I think gave it that French Orleans look.
But it also had, if I remember rightly, at the dockside, quite a lot of amazing graffiti. Now I don't just mean graffiti; it was like artistic graffiti. So I think it's quite an arty sort of place.
Yeah, I was a little bit worried because I'd read that Guadeloupe might be a bit sort of dangerous, but we didn't have any problem at all, did we?
And I don't think there's any warning leaving the ship to go for a walk around.
Because we wandered through the town and we came to that indoor market. Well, it was outdoor, but it was
a covered market,
And that had more spices and oils and...
It was definitely a spice market and it stunk to high heaven. But in a nice way. The spices were lovely, but you could see some really expensive spices there, like saffron, vanilla. I don't know what other things they had there, but they had a lot of stuff.
It was really interesting. I think there were a few touristy stalls, but on the whole, it was for locals.
I think Mike got told off for filming there as well.
Bonjour from Guadeloupe. Today is day 12. We are here in Guadeloupe. It's a bit overcast today, but it's still absolutely boiling. It was 28 degrees about 7:30 this morning, so it's humid. We're out. We've just come to the spice market. It smells amazing. The old town looks quite pretty. You can see Paris in its design. Fantastic place. What do you think of it?
Yeah, I'm loving it so far. The buildings, the architecture. It's all a little bit run down, but it's still got a certain beauty about it.
Shackledness about it.
Yeah, nice. I do. It's nice. And it's immersing yourself in the local culture. It's really interesting.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll follow a little bit of a video of Guadeloupe. Never heard of it before, to be fair. It's the first time for us. First time I've heard of it. So we'll see what it's like.
Okay, take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
So right next to the market was that lovely square that had a beautiful fountain in it, but it wasn't working, which was a shame. Yeah. But it was a pretty square.
It was a pretty square. As Guadeloupe town goes, though, it wasn't filling me with like excitement like Havana may have.
Remember, we saw a couple of statues. There was the war memorial, which said for the children of France who died, 1914 to 1918.
Wasn't there one statue of some bloke with his velo, a bike of some sort? I can't remember what it was. Jack did interpret.
I thought he was a drummer. I thought his name was Velo.
Weird. But of course, then we walked to the port side, the dock side, the other side of the Guadeloupe where we got off the ship. And there's a museum there, and it reminded me of the Guggenheim in Bilbao because it's very different. You've got this very old sort of town with this very modern structure just stuck out in the middle of nowhere. It was crazy.
And remember as well, on that dock side were loads of pelicans, and they were waiting for the fishermen to come in their boats, bringing in the catch of the day.
So Mike and I and our friends were absolutely boiling. If I remember rightly, the humidity in Guadeloupe was intense. Yeah. So we needed a drink and fast. So we walked through a park, didn't we? And in that park, there was plenty of art to be explored.
Yeah, it was really strange because there was pictures of animals.
It was like 3D art, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very pretty.
It's crazy. And if I remember, they had like a weird amphitheatre sort of thing in the middle, and lots of old then traditional granite and marble statues around.
Yeah.
Not of Queen Victoria, but you know those old style ones, was it that? But of French kings and queens.
But it was
of
very
the days gone
interesting.
by.
It was obviously a display that was just on, I think, for that period of time.
Oh, you're on about the artwork.
The artwork,
yeah.
the animal artwork. And then, of course, right by there, we found the ideal cafe for a drink.
We did, and a place for me to test out my French, which is absolutely
Bonjour.
bonjour.
Comment ça va?
No, I was like,
Oui, oui.
Je voudrais trois Caribe beer, merci.
You're not impressing
No, I
anyone.
know. They knew what I meant, and I got charged a good price for it as well. But and if you remember, it was a good place to get our Wi-Fi. It was strong Wi-Fi
internet was probably one of the best places we'd had internet. So we probably sat there for about an hour catching up on the internet. So after we'd done everything we needed to do on the internet, like catch up at home, then we carried on our walk through Guadeloupe. And again, it was really interesting. Lots of interesting buildings. Like you've said, the rundown poverty side of it, you could see, but there were parts that were really beautiful, and we came across the most spectacular church.
We did. It was a Catholic church, wasn't it? And we went inside, and it was just in the
it
middle
was
of the
beautiful.
square, and it was stunning, massive thing. But I think Guadeloupe for us was more just a chill out day. It wasn't really planned to be a busy day. We found a nice church. We found little shops and stuff, and I think we just bimbled on back to the port after that.
Well, sometimes, I mean, what we love is just to go where we don't know, not plan anything, and just walk and see what we find, and we love doing that, don't we?
We do. But we also love our lunch, which leads us back to the ship.
But we had another wander around the port first.
Did we?
Did you buy anything?
Oh, in the shopping bit? No, I didn't.
No, I didn't.
I did use the toilet in the port bit though.
Was it good?
It was a toilet.
Okay, I was thinking whether you'd recommend it if somebody was caught short.
If you need a wee, use the toilet.
So it wasn't dirty.
No, it wasn't.
No, it's all right. And then, of course, back on for
our
lunch. And we were going to spend our afternoon on the deck, weren't we? On the top deck.
Yes, so we did spend it on the top deck. If you remember rightly, Mark and myself went and got a whole ream of cocktails. The usual daiquiri or pina coladas for Mick with our shots of vodka in. We took them on top deck. The ship was empty because everyone was out. We found a great place for some shade, for some sunbathing that looked over the whole of Guadeloupe from the top deck, which is lovely.
And we went off a little period just to have a look and do a bit more filming. For those, we haven't sort of done anything for those that watch that have got kids. So should we just talk very briefly about what's available for children on there?
By all means. So should we start off with the M Club?
Yeah, shall I get, because I've got details in here which gives you the ages, because not having kids, we're not au fait with that.
So let's start with the M Club.
Yeah,
because the M Club is very special to the Voyager ship and also the Explorer ships, because Celebrity that built the ship designed the ship to have at the back its own pool area for children and activity club. So it's totally separate from any adult areas. It's shaded and it looked absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it did. I mean, the M Club is for ages 3 to 11 and is open 9 o'clock till 11 o'clock. 3 o'clock till 5 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. till 9:30 p.m.
I mean, it's perfect, really. You can get rid of your kids all day if you want.
Yeah.
And do not worry, parents. Anybody that has a child under the age of 3, they do a mini M Club, which is designed for children under the age of 3 and runs only for 1 hour, unfortunately, which is 11 till 12.
Yeah, I think it just gives parents a break if they need to do something in that period. And then, of course, for older children, 12 to 17, you've got the Hideout. And that's open from 9 in the morning till 10 p.m. at night.
Yep, I'm trying to remember where that was on the ship, because I know on the, I think it was upstairs next to the casino, the Hideout.
Ah, right,
It
it was.
And if I remember rightly, in there's a cinema screen,
Air hockey,
chill out areas, seats
loads
and
of
stuff to
bean
chill out.
bags.
It was quite a nice space.
Yeah.
No kids there at all when we had a quick film, because that's why we filmed, because there was no one in there.
No one was there.
But we have to be mindful not to go to places where kids need their space, don't they? But
Yeah.
there's also somewhere else for the kids. I think we've shown it on another video.
Yes. No, I don't think we have shown it yet. The games room.
The games room, yeah.
Yeah, someone else had fun in the games room, didn't they?
I did. I'm not sure if it's for adults, but when you've got vintage arcade machines, I'm there, mate. And I went in there and I had to go on Street Fighter. I think they had an old Pac-Man machine in there as well. They got everything. They got Xboxes,
Yeah.
PlayStations, arcade machines, vintage ones. It's amazing.
Yeah. So definitely a good place to go and check out.
No cruise is complete without cooling off in the lovely pool that belongs to the cruise ship. But we've never done it before because we've never really had time.
I was going to say it took us till day 12 to actually go and dip our.
But even on
toes in the
Discovery, we never went in the pool.
No, well, I suppose we don't really hang around the pool, do we? But
No.
we thought we got the afternoon, we got the hot sunbathing. Let's go and have a little go in the pool.
And didn't we get hot? Because like I said, that humidity did not go. So we needed to cool off. And if
Yeah.
I remember rightly, when we went in that first pool, it seemed okay. Until I went underwater and realised that they're saltwater pools.
Yeah, it wasn't nice.
It was gross. But they were nice and cool, weren't they? They weren't
Yeah.
cold, they weren't warm, but they were nice and cool. So
Weren't they? The only thing that got me that I think might be tricky for people is weren't they quite deep?
right, so the first pool we went in on the
right.
backside had it a lot shallower to start with, and it got deeper as went in. It was about 6 foot towards the end. The other side, closest to the cinema screen, was like 6 foot straight away, and that went even deeper again. So us not realizing, stepped in and went underwater. And of course, for one of our friends, Mark, who's only about 4'8", he went right under the water. So Mark, we're glad you made it.
Yeah. So it was good to try them, and it was nice to have a little splash around.
It was. I loved it, and I'll probably be doing it again on our next cruise in July.
And it built my appetite ready for evening meal.
So we're not going to talk too much about dinner now because we go on about dinner every night. It's going to be the same old thing, us shoveling food into our mouths.
And we're going to be covering a video with all the restaurants covered on the ship.
And they already know how much pigs we are. So moving on to the show. The show tonight was an independent act again. This was an act called The Man Called G, as in the letter G. So I didn't know what to expect from it.
No, nor me. It didn't really give a lot away. I know he was like a singer, comedian, impersonator, but I'd never heard of him.
No, nor me. If I'm going to watch a comedy act, I want to see stand-up. If I'm going to watch a musical impersonator, I'll go and watch a musical impersonator. But he was a mix of both, so I was a little confused of what I really wanted.
Yeah, I mean, he started with impersonating Louis Armstrong, and he got me on that because I thought he was really good. And I think the best way to sort of show his act is, I haven't got a great deal because I wasn't enjoying it very much, but I've got a few clips. We can show you a medley of his stuff. He does refer to a sponsored walk. That's because people were coming in late, which was quite funny, really.
Right, yeah. Well, anyway, have a little look, see what you think.
Good evening.
Evening.
Well, that wasn't bad, actually. Normally you get like two people going, good evening. Everyone else like, they really say, I love you. Is there a sponsored walk going on? What is that? One stroke of the water, a bit said me, Yaritra, I need to be, but I learned how to cry. I grumble, give a whistle. I whistle, how things turn out for the best. I always look on the right side of life.
So as you can see, he's good. Just wasn't really for us. And of course, I saw him the next day in the corridor, and he totally blanked me. So I'm not having that because he does not know who we are. Might travel. But anyway, moving on then to after the show, we did our usual thing after the ship for our boring for our see who was on singing and a little nightcap of a cocktail or two before bed, and then on to the next day. Where tomorrow's
day 13.
Where were we?
St. Vincent.
And I was really looking forward to this one because I've always wanted to go to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but you didn't go to the Grenadines, just St. Vincent.
You do realise we've been before?
Have we?
Yes, we have. It was 2010, so I'll forgive you for not remembering.
A lot can happen
but
in 10 years.
If you remember, we didn't get off the ship. We went on a boat trip, and then went snorkeling, and then went onto a beach. So we never actually stepped on the island. See? So this time we decided not to do the trip, and then again, we were going to do our own thing and walk to the botanical garden. So tomorrow we are going to be showing you the botanical gardens in St Vincent. We're also going to show you a massive culture shock. When we stepped off the boat into the port, I think it was market day and it was busy.
So yeah, everyone was selling things out the backs of cars and all sorts. And it was probably the most, well, no, Thailand was probably the most hottest place I've ever been. It was so hot. You will see it all on that video.
Yeah. But we had a couple of interesting finds on the way to the botanical gardens. So we'll show you all of that and obviously give you our opinion of whether it's worth going out into the town and having a look round. And then, of course, we've also got the evening show tomorrow, which was pretty
Havana Nights, yeah, and it was really good. Very colourful, very flamboyant. I think if anyone loves shows, that they're going to love that one.
So we'll be bringing you a medley of that tomorrow as well.
Yes, so guys, we just want to quickly say thank you for watching. Again, usual stuff. If you like our videos, tell your friends. Please like and subscribe and click on the little bell if it appears for more future content.
You can ring my bell. No, we decided I wasn't ever going to do that again, didn't we?
Okay, guys, have a good day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.